Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Triggered Happy. As always, it's your boy Mad Dog Megra.
And I am Jake, the half-white delight.
It's like the other end of
It's the opposite.
half-black attack.
See me fighting, half-black attack. When I'm out in the streets, half-white delight. Because we all know white's right.
And isn't that kind of racist though, a little bit?
Well, I didn't want to culturally appropriate anybody. Statistically, black people are better athletes.
Guess that's true.
Probably not okay. But
Well, I mean, you can say it.
yeah,
Other people can't.
do whatever I want.
Yeah,
I have diplomatic immunity to all things that are racist.
Well, I mean, that's good, because that's what we're talking about today, so. Today, we're talking about cultural appropriation. Recently, there was a video that was released. This video comes from Season 3, Episode 18 of The Grapevine. The Grapevine is basically like a round table, and they discuss certain topics, including cultural appropriation, and specifically, if Bruno Mars is a cultural appropriator.
The reason why this is brought up because just recently Bruno Mars won Album of the Year. And, they're pretty upset about it, and I personally can't. I don't know why. We had Kendrick Lamar, Childish Gambino, Lorde, and Bruno Mars, and Jay-Z. I forgot one. As you can see, the majority of them were black.
So in this episode of The Grapevine, that's why they're kind of discussing this, because I don't know, they thought that they had a really good chance of them getting it, and since Bruno Mars did, it comes back to like a race thing.
Look, I don't even like Bruno Mars, but after this, I want to buy all of his fucking albums now, just to be like, fuck you.
Yeah.
Like, this is it's ridiculous.
I hate Bruno Mars. Everybody knows that I hate Bruno Mars. Like, if Bruno Mars died tomorrow, I would bake a cake. Like, I hate this guy. The reason why I hate Bruno Mars is because, yes, Bruno Mars 100% is a cultural appropriator. He is racially ambiguous. He is not black at all, and he plays up his racial ambiguity to be able to do what Jameer says, cross genres and go into different places.
There was some good arguments throughout the whole thing, and there was some bad arguments, but I feel like she really took it to another level.
Yeah.
She starts off by saying if Bruno Mars died, she would bake a cake because she'd be so happy.
Yeah.
I mean, she hates this guy.
This is where I have an issue. What makes her dictator of what is allowed for any man or woman, any skin color, of what they're allowed to sing, dance, or enjoy? I don't understand why that's such an issue. I don't understand why she's offended by it.
The only reason I could see that she'd be upset is if you live in like this state of mind where you're just always a victim all the time. You can't even begin to argue, because first you'd have to argue that the stuff that she believes is just wrong, and you'd have to get like really deep. But then for her to go on and to say that because of his racial ambiguity, because he's not black, he can pretend to be black when it suits him, and he can pretend to be white when that suits him.
But he's neither. He's not black or white. He's just, he's a what? He's a
I don't want to
Filipino.
define what Bruno Mars is, but from what I know is his mother's Filipino, his father is half Puerto Rican, half Jewish.
White Puerto Rican.
Yeah, so it's like I don't think there's any black in there as well.
He's like a melting pot of culture.
Oh, really? You don't say. Kind of like America? I don't think there's such thing as cultural appropriation in America. I'm just going to flat out say that. It's not. It doesn't exist. Because this is American culture now. This is what we do. It's a melting pot. Regardless of what, color you are or whatever, everyone is influenced by everyone else's culture now. This is American culture as a whole. Like hip-hop, we like rap. We like rock. We like mumbles. We like f***ing country. You can see it from the food. We got these fusions and these crossovers. We got children who are mixed. Everyone is everyone now. That is it.
White people don't have any culture.
Supposedly not. I mean, unless you want to talk about not having any seasoning on your food.
Yeah, I guess that's what we get as part of our culture.
It's
and being
because-
racist.
Yeah, that's another one. I don't know if she realizes this, but she's culture appropriating with her dreadlocks. Fun fact of the day, brought to you by Smitty. Dreadlocks are actually originated by f***ing Indians. So stop it, black people, or f***ing let everyone do whatever the f*** they want.
It's kind of crazy. Like, where do we stop?
Because are people mad that he made the music, or are they mad that he's successful with the music? Because I can't really, I'm trying to find what the issue is, and what is the line between, music has just traditionally always been built on prior music. Like, that's just, how the arts people get influenced. Like, so is there are no races allowed to be influenced by black composers? Like, is that the route we're trying to go? Like, can they not have their music influenced by black composers?
The way that people act and behave and the things that they do and the things that they like is their own personal thing.
Yeah.
And I also want to say that Bruno Mars is not an original artist in the same way that Michael Jackson was an original artist, in the same way that Prince was an original artist. What Bruno Mars does is he takes pre-existing work and he just completely, word for word, recreates it, extrapolates it. He does not change it. He does not improve upon it. He does not make it better. He's a karaoke singer. He's a wedding singer. He's the person you hire to do Michael Jackson and Prince covers. Yet Bruno Mars has an Album of the Year Grammy and Prince never won an Album of the Year Grammy. So how you gonna say?
Wow.
So how you gonna say people that are originators in the funk genre, that are originators in the R&B, the New Jack Swing? Bobby Brown and New Edition don't have no Album of the Year Grammy. Bruno Mars got that Grammy because white people love him because he's not black, period. The issue is we want our black culture from non-black bodies. And Bruno Mars is like, I'll give it to you.
Dude can fucking sing. And he can dance. And he writes some of his own shit. He writes other people, and he's written other people's shit too. Like what are you good at? Just bitching on the internet and to sit there and like trash somebody's art? I think she's ignorant as fuck. And you want to just live in that world where, everything, like, you're just a perpetual victim all the time. The shit that she says sounds like straight up racist KKK people say.
It's exactly that. Yeah, that's
same.
all it is.
Oh, black people are coming in and taking our women, and they're doing this, and oh, look at they're straightening their hair now. I kind of feel bad for her, honestly, because I think she
lives in a bitter world. Like, she's just looking for anything to upset her, anything to trigger her. If they wanted to be really racist, why didn't they just give it to Lorde?
Here you go, white woman. So, I mean, here's the question then. So you put up a pop album, Lorde, which, I mean, she had that one song. That's the only one I've heard in however long. Then you have 2 rap albums. You have, like, a R&B, soul, funk album. And then you have, like, a 80s, 90s style, like, hip-hop, R&B kind
crossover,
of fusion thing.
Kind of touches on everything.
And what do you think that the majority of people are going to pick? Not talking about what you like, but what other people will probably like more. It totally makes sense.
It's not controversial. It's your sugar pop.
I wonder who has like the most album of the year.
Oh,
awards.
Yeah. I don't know. Do you want to Google that real quick?
Frank Sinatra has 3, a white guy.
Oh.
And then fucking Stevie Wonder, he has 3 also. They're tied.
Black as shit.
And blind. He got the double.
That's still to be speculated. I don't know if he's blind. Someone pointed out that he's at a lot of Lakers games courtside. Hannibal Buress, he brought it up to me. Now I'm like balls deep in this conspiracy. And I don't think Stevie Wonder's blind, man.
Stay tuned for an episode about that. That's going to do it for us today, guys. Make sure you let us know what you think in the comments.
And if anyone comments on here saying, oh, it was the reason why you're taking the white side, blah, 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 because of my skin or something like that, if that's really how you define a person of who they are just because of the skin tone I am, you try to take away anything about me being black, then you're a fucking racist.
Yeah, they are. If you like the video, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and share the videos with your friends. Here's the outrage video of the week, and remember to stay triggered.
These are people that are not getting nominated in the big 4 categories. They're getting pushed. They're getting corralled into these racist urban contemporary. So, like, you might win in urban contemporary because that's the section. Bruno Mars not getting put in the nigger section, even though he's making music.
Chris Brown
and
does,
what,
and that's